welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to tackle a big one, Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. This book has changed millions of lives, and we're going to distill its core ideas right here. Let's dive into what makes this guide to spiritual enlightenment so incredibly powerful. So the whole journey of this book kicks off with this one really desperate thought. Picture this. Eckhart Tolle, not long after his 29th birthday, wakes up in the middle of the night just filled with this absolute dread. And we're not talking about just a bad mood here. This was a deep, soul-crushing loathing for everything, especially himself. And this one sentence just kept echoing in his head. And then, something really weird happened. He actually looked at that thought, I cannot live with myself. And it just struck him as odd. He thought, wait a minute, if I can't live with myself, doesn't that mean there are two of me? There's the I, and then there's the self that the I can't stand. And he had this flash of insight. What if only one of them is actually real? That single question just stopped his mind completely. You know, that one question, it wasn't just a thought. It was the trigger for a massive spiritual awakening. So let's dig into this. Let's explore the breakdown that, paradoxically, led to his incredible breakthrough. I mean, just look at this timeline. The contrast is absolutely stark. Before this one night, Tolle's life was basically continuous anxiety and deep suicidal depression, just constant suffering. And then, bam, after that single awakening, he slips into this state of uninterrupted deep peace and bliss. And this wasn't just some fleeting good mood, you know? It was a permanent, fundamental shift in his whole state of being. So you're probably wondering what actually happened in that moment. Well, Tolle says the pain got so intense, the pressure of his suffering was so immense, that his consciousness was basically forced to unplug. It had to withdraw from its identification with that miserable, fearful self he thought he was. And once that connection was cut, the whole thing, that false, suffering self he calls a fiction of the mind, it just collapsed. Okay, so this whole idea of a false self brings up a huge question, right? What even is this thing? Where does it come from? And most importantly, why does it seem to cause so much of our pain? Right. Tolle gives this false self a name you've probably heard, the ego. And here's the key. He says it's not the real you. It's an illusion, a mind-made self that gets created when we unconsciously get tangled up with the constant stream of thoughts in our head. We start to believe, I am my thoughts. I am my emotions. I am my personal history. And boom, you've created this phantom self that's always feeling insecure and needing to defend itself. So let's break this down. On one side, you've got the real you. That's just pure consciousness. It's rooted right here in the present moment, and it feels whole and complete. But then you've got the mind-made self, the ego, and it's a completely different story. It's trapped in this compulsive thinking, constantly digging through the past to figure out who it is, and always looking to the future for some kind of salvation. This creates a nonstop feeling of not enough. The ego lives in what Tolle calls psychological time, and it completely misses the only thing that's actually real, the now. And Tolle makes a really bold claim here. He says that not being able to stop thinking is a terrible affliction, and the only reason we don't realize it is because pretty much everyone is suffering from it. Think about it, that constant, non-stop voice in your head that's always commenting, judging, and complaining. He says it's like a screen between you and reality, blocking you from actually experiencing life. We end up seeing the world through this murky filter of our own mind. And if that wasn't enough, there's another concept he introduces, the pain body. This is pretty wild. It's basically the accumulated emotional pain from your entire past. Every bit of sadness, anger, and grief that you never fully processed. It just lives inside you as this dormant field of negative energy. But then something triggers it, and it wakes up, hungry for more pain. It can literally take you over and force you to relive old suffering over and over again. Okay, so we've got the mind, the ego, the pain body. It all sounds pretty bleak, right? So what's the solution? What's the way out of this mess? Well, this is where Tolle's teaching gets really powerful because he offers a solution that is on the surface incredibly simple, but goes incredibly deep. And here it is. This is the master key to everything. The present moment is all you ever have. Seriously, think about it. The past, it's gone. It's just a memory trace. The future, it's not here yet. It's just a concept in your mind. The only thing that is ever real, the only place life is actually happening, is right now. And truly getting that, really getting it, is the start of real freedom. And that's why Tolle says all problems are illusions of the mind. I mean, think about it. For something to be a problem, it needs time. It needs a past that it came from and a future where you're worried it will continue. But right here, in the absolute immediacy of this very second, can a problem really exist? Or is there just a situation? A situation that you can either deal with or accept? The whole problem part, that's just a story your mind is telling you. Okay, so this probably sounds great in theory, right? Live in the now. But how do you actually do it? I mean, how do we break the habit of a lifetime of being lost in thought? How do we anchor ourselves in this powerful present moment? Well, the good news is, Tolle gives us some really practical, down-to-earth methods. So, here are a few of his core practices. Step 1. Start watching the thinker. This means you just listen to that voice in your head, but impartially. Don't judge it, don't analyze it, just notice it's there. The moment you do that, you create a separation. You're no longer the thought, you're the awareness behind the thought. Step 2. Focus on your inner body. Just try to feel the aliveness, the energy inside your hands or your feet. This is a super quick way to pull yourself out of your head and into the present. And step 3, accept what is. Just say yes to this moment exactly as it is. Stop fighting with reality. And you can try this right now. Just ask yourself this simple question. What problem do I have at this exact moment? Not in an hour, not what you're worried about for tomorrow, but right now. And if you give your full, undivided attention to this very second, you'll probably find there isn't one. There's just this breath you're taking, maybe a sound you're hearing. The situation might still be there, but the mental story about it, the suffering, it just vanishes. So what happens when this stops being just a little practice you do now and then, and it actually becomes the way you live your life? What's the end game here? This is where Tolle really demystifies the whole idea of enlightenment. He says it's not some crazy superhuman achievement that only monks on a mountaintop can get. It's actually just your natural state. It's returning to who you were before your mind hijacked the show. It's simply a state of feeling connected, a felt oneness with all of life. And when you live from that place of presence, the benefits are huge. That old pain body, it starves because it feeds on negativity and there's none to be had in the now. The compulsive thinking starts to quiet down. Fear, which is always about what might happen in the future, just loses its power over you. And what you're left with is this incredible, unshakable inner peace and just a deep joy for being. So we'll end with this powerful Zen question that Tolle brings up a lot. It's really the ultimate call to action. It forces you to realize that all of your searching, all of your desire for a better, happier life, it can't be fulfilled tomorrow or next year. The answer can only be found in one place at one time. Not in the future, but in the only moment there ever is, right now.